Hey guys, it's Shannon, and this is Shannon On Demand, where we show you how to take demand of your business to demand a better life. All right, today, we're going to be talking about some tips that were actually shared by successful businesswomen. And these tips I'd like to share with you and then kind of also add a few of my own, if that's okay. All right, let's get started. The first tip, no one is going to believe in you like you. Make sure that you believe in yourself, that you are believing in your talent, that you are believing in what it is that you do, that your passion is there. One thing that I know from experience is that when you are in a room filled with people who are not entrepreneurial in mind, then they're not going to understand what it is that you're doing. They're not going to understand the steps that you are taking in order to get there. So you have to make sure that you are believing in you, because you cannot depend on others, especially sometimes those that are in your circle, to believe in you as much. Okay, so remember that. Another thing that you're going to have to remember is while you're believing in you, make sure that you're using discernment in dealing with anything that you're doing in life. Take your time, do your research. And I'm going to say that again. Take your time and do your research. You never want to make a hasty decision. Take your time. Tip number 2, be true to your voice. Now, back in the day, we as women had to do what's called playing that female role, in which we kind of dim our light a little bit. Well, guess what? You don't have to do that anymore. The only thing that we really have to do is really struggle with trying to find a balance between being assertive and then being authentic to yourself. There's nothing cocky about being assertive and making sure that your counterparts, especially your male counterparts, understand the value that you're bringing to the table, that you know what you're talking about. Make sure that you are true to your voice. Again, know what you're bringing to the table, know your worth, and never dim your light for anybody for any reason. Tip number 3, figure out your brand values and what your messaging is to your target population. Now, figuring out your brand values, right? What your messaging would be, has a lot to do with we as women not being so emotional. We have to learn how to respond to situations instead of reacting to situations. We've always been told that we're the emotional sex, which we are, and that those emotions are not going to allow us to be effective leaders. And that is not 100% the case. But what I will say is this: if we learn how to respond to those challenging issues, and as an entrepreneur, you're going to have some challenging issues, but if we learn how to respond to those and not react to them, because remember, reactionary, and as women, you all know what I'm talking about, that if we react out of emotion, instead of taking time to think through what the response would be, you would have a better outcome, right? You would definitely have a better outcome. So, in spite of everything that I just said, make sure that you don't lose sight of your brand and what your core values are as a business owner. And remember, responding versus reacting is going to play a major part in your brand and in your core values, because it's going to make a difference in what that outcome is. And we want positive outcomes for your business. Tip number 4, you are your business. Did you know that? That you are your business. You can't afford to drop the ball. You don't have the luxury of dropping the ball. Now, you have to have a certain type for your business, right? Let me explain what I mean by that. I'm not talking about TYPE type. I'm talking about TIPE type. What type of business are you going to have? T is for transparency. You have to be transparent. You have to always act, treat your customers, provide your products above board, right? You have to be transparent. You need to conduct your business with integrity. That is or should be the foundation of your business, to operate in integrity. P, operate professionally. You have to have a level of professionalism in order to have longevity in this business, right? And then lastly, E, operate with a spirit of excellence. Always be transparent, have integrity, be professional, and operate in a spirit of excellency. If this is the type of business that you're going to have, then you will have success. Tip number 5, always be grateful. Always be grateful. Because remember, they don't have to buy from you. They don't have to use your services. Because they recognize what you bring to the table. They honor what you bring to the table. And because of that, always be grateful. Always operate in the spirit of humility. Because once again, they could always go someplace else. They don't have to come to you for your products, and they don't have to come to you for your services. So that is a big one. Please always be grateful. Tip number 6, don't ever apologize for charging premium prices. Now, we all struggle with this, right? And I know that I do. But this comes back to knowing your value and knowing what you bring to the table. And if what you're bringing is bringing value, charge for it, right? There are people out there that are wanting and needing what you bring. And guess what? If they really need it and if they really want it, they're going to pay for it. If you're bringing quality, if you're bringing value to your business structure, whether it's products or services, know your worth, know your value, and charge for it. Now remember, the type of business we just discussed. If your business is that type of business, then guess what? The value and the worth is there, and you will be able to charge for it. You will feel good about charging for it, and they will pay for it. Remember that. Tip number 7. Now, remember. There's a piece of the pie for everybody. And what I mean by that is know your industry. Don't be intimidated if there's another piece of the pie that is similar to yours. Everybody can have a piece. Don't ever be intimidated by what somebody else is doing. Now, if you see that there's competition, that's fine. That shouldn't deter you. All that should do is motivate you so that you can bring a fresh perspective, maybe a new idea to the industry. Maybe you can offer better customer service. Maybe your website looks better than the competition's. Always know that in your business, we should also see your personality. Bring your personality into your business, right? So remember, there is a piece of the pie that's available for everybody. You're not taking anything away from them. They're not taking anything away from you. Be motivated to do what needs to be done, rather, for your business to stand out. Tip number 8, join women's entrepreneur groups. I always tell people that you have to surround yourself with like-minded people. And you also have to surround yourself with people who are either at the level you're trying to aspire to, right? Or with people who are where you are currently, and they themselves are also aspiring to get to that next level. Always surround yourself with people. Remember, you don't have to do this alone. There are groups out there, and as a matter of fact, we have a private Facebook group that we're going to be launching really, really soon that will do that exact same thing, where we're going to have a community of like-minded people that we can bounce ideas off of, that we'll be getting into more detail about certain aspects of business life. Always surround yourself with people that are like-minded or aspiring to get to that next level. Tip number 9, self-care. Ladies, please, whatever you do, always remember that the health of your business is solely dependent upon your health. Your business will not be healthy if you are not healthy. You must take time to take care of yourself in whatever form that may be, whether it's just taking a day and turning the phone off, or taking a day to just maybe, go and sit by a pool, or taking a day to just catch up on some reading. Whatever that looks like for you, make sure that you do that and don't feel guilty about doing it. I just had a little small self-care day, and I want to share that with you guys. So take a quick peek. All right, ladies, I hope that this helps you. Keep these 9 tips in mind, and remember, one of the things I really want you to take away from this is the self-care. Take care of yourselves so that your business can take care of you. Remember, guys, okay? Love you. Oh, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Leave us a comment. Let us know how we're doing. Hit that notification bell so that you can be reminded each and every time we upload a new video. Share this with others who may need the content. And we are so thankful that you're here. Okay? Thanks, guys. Again, this is Shannon, and this has been Shannon On Demand. And I'll catch you later, guys. Bye.